This is the documentation of my kinetic sculpture, my HSC. I'll start off with the concept. I actually came up with the sculpture before the concept. So thinking of a concept of what it really meant took a bit of time. I've had a few, like the obsession with productivity, human movement, but the one I'm most stuck with right now is that this sculpture is an insight into what the future may look like when we really take hold of biotechnology, and we're trying to remove the carbon footprint, but how far will that take us? And these are just some of the sketches, my early sketches, really trying to, like this one, I like this one. You really get to see what the limbs and stuff would look like without a lot of the bicycle being there. But I'll get straight into the actual prototype. The first prototype I did was to really just get a grip on what I've done or what I think I'm going to be doing. I wanted to get a really basic idea, so I'm just starting with a knee, not to scale, just really just kind of messing around. These are just some of the tools I used, like glue gun, all the bits and pieces, drill, all that. So I just got a piece of wood, really nothing, and just 2 holes. Then these little beads, put a little plastic rod through the middle of them. That's what's going to make the ball and socket joint with the 2 legs, and then piece it together like a little sandwich with a nut and bolt. And then it worked pretty good. And then I would start adding the foam. The foam was pretty cheap as well. It's what they use to decorate cakes actually. But I would just start drawing it up, split it in half, and then drawing out what I did want and what I didn't want, so that would make it easy for when I carve it. And I just carved it with a Stanley knife. Slide both the pieces onto it, and then I added 2 extra pieces of foam to the upper thigh just to make it look more meaty. And this is just a piece of cloth I used. No intention of actually using it in the future. I just wanted to get an idea of what it would look like with skin, and here's it in action. It works really well. I was really happy with it. It was quite encouraging seeing this. Just let me know that it is possible, and that I'm not possibly going too much over my limits. And so I wanted to make a second prototype of the frame and the knee, just to see how it would look like with a full scale. And this is just me pointing out what knee I was going to do. But yeah, it was really just to get a grip on everything. It's just a piece of plywood. It was 3 times as thick, so a lot more durable. That's just me pointing out that these poles are going to be the same as the ones I used before. All for the same purpose. Drill there, drill there. All the bits and pieces I'll be using. A big drill piece there. Had to go out and look for that. And then there should be somewhere a drill bit. I'll be getting up soon. But yeah, it was at that stage it was getting quite daunting because I had to get a lot done and I didn't quite have the bike. But yeah, this is me sketching up to scale and properly the plates that the ball and sockets sit inside of, and doing it to scale and actually taking the time to measure it out really helped in the long run. There you go, 4 exact to size, all nice. Works really well. And it seams them together. I didn't get a nut and bolt because at this stage I already knew that it wasn't going to work, so I just got a G clamp just to get the job done and videotape it. But the reason why it's not working, and you can hear in the video, yeah, it's too much friction. The wood on wood just doesn't work. Sorry for the nudity by the way. But yeah, so I learned from that, so I'm going with plastic and all that from now on. And this is my prototype 3. This time I was moving away from the knee and frame, and I wanted to get into the skin because it wasn't something I knew a lot about until I went to place in Newtown and found out about Platzel Gel 10. This is all the stuff I'll be using to make my skin for my art project. I just got the bike over there. It's disgusting, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Anyway, to make the skin, this one says it's for gel 10. it's 1 for 1. Pretty straightforward. So I get part A, part B. I'm going to get 2 cups, fill them both up to that line, and then pour them into this tea box, and hopefully it won't leak too much. The other thing is this deadener, which helps make it feel like dead skin, apparently. Whatever that means. But I can add up to 300%, but that would make it really soupy. So everything I've looked up so far, and even saying on here, I should add around maybe 160%. But I have to add it. I fill this thing up with part A, pour that in, then I put this stuff in on top of part A, then I add in part B. And then after I do all that, I add just a pinch of this stuff, which is the colour, and hopefully it should turn out alright. And part B is in there with the deadener. You can't really see it, but it's in there and it's setting. It didn't quite spread as I wanted it to, and I obviously didn't get as much tea out, but it's just a practice, so it is what it is. Now we're gonna add this stuff, just a tiny pinch the lady at the art store told me. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just added this stuff, and as you can see, I added a bit too much. I can't really stir it. I added it too late, so next time I'm gonna have to either get an assistant or just hurry up. It's starting to set now as well, and like you say, like just didn't get to. There is stuff there you might not be able to see, but there is stuff. There's just no skin color there, and came out alright, I think. I went a bit too much at the colouring, and it doesn't quite, it just doesn't really look like skin kind of tone, but that's something I can work on. The front came out pretty, the actual texture came out pretty good. It's too shiny, like you can see it's too shiny. The skin's just not shiny, or it should be that shiny. And it stretches really well. Like it'll be really good on the bike, and I'm looking forward to messing around with more of it.